Okay, this is M. This is Maurice M. As the owner of Maurice as the owner of what's that NMTI strategy guide. I wanted to go today. I'm just gonna go over the list of the symptoms of my experience from being on RNM, as far as me being aware. Before I was aware of this, I just discredited. I didn't even know what the heck it was when I was younger. Just figured maybe I was either sick, maybe I just had a headache, maybe it was something else, maybe I was just overthinking. It was several things. From what my symptoms portrayed as far as what's happening so far, I've had situations stuff as far as slowing of the movement, as far as swelling of the brain. Ooh, sorry about that. Camera's unfocused. As well as swelling of the brain. Feels like my brain has like a pressure on it or something like that. I've had that. Um, I could. It feels like you can hear. It's like certain certain things that you may have like watched in the past or whatever. Like if you watched, let's say you watched a television series or something, right? Or you must have listened to some type of song or whatever, right? And this would actually you would just automatically, what you being hit with this microwave energy is like you're able to still hear this, but the problem with this is you're not using anything. You don't have no device in your hand. You're not listening to no music. Let's say like you're just automatically doing something and bam, the thought of it just comes out of nowhere. The symptom, since I've been getting rid of this stuff, I started hang on. Since I've been using the method so far, I've started to feel a lot of these little bastards all over the place, man. They're in the ears. They're on the ears. They're on the back. They're on the top of the head. Um, just everywhere. You can literally, when you're submitted to this chemical poisoning, you can feel this stuff all over the place. Um, it's judging from what the gang stalkers are doing, and from what I can actually assess as to far as all of this. I believe this whole system is created not just for control, but they also it's responsible. It should be very well be responsible for almost all, if not all, crime that's been happening in the states. If it's able to manipulate people's thought patterns like that, if it's able to literally um, do stuff like this, and this is some stuff that people are being exposed to on a daily. Again, if you want to prove Magellan exists, it's an easy method. They activate this stuff with microwave with non-ionized radiation. As I stated before, there's a thing that we always are exposed to that beams off radiation, and it seems like the more and more these phones keep advancing, the more and more output of radiation they produce. 5G. If you, I don't know where the article is, but I'm gonna try to find it. But they had someone who came out and stated that they weren't supposed to be going as far as 5G at all, really, and it truly does produce this very harmful amounts of radiation. If you had noticed, the higher and higher these phones keep getting upgraded, the higher and higher amounts of radiation are beaming off. We're being exposed to this stuff on literally every day through our food, through our water sources, through everything. Um, I don't know. For judging from the situations, as far as my research is concerned, from all that I found out, some people say that they target people based off bloodlines, based off as far as like your blood type. And I would hope that's not the case, because if that is, then this chances are that you already are put on the list as soon as you're a baby, as soon as you're born. Like you're just automatically on it. You didn't even have to say so. You didn't even do anything wrong, but bam, you're on it. It's crazy. But it came to my attention that this, judging from the patterns of this, is if they have technology out this like this, right, and they're using this on everybody, then why do we have, think about it, why do we have so much crime? Why? If they have the technology to use hypnosis on the entire population like this, then why do we have so much crime? I'm gonna tell you why. It's because they're using this as far as the media, as far as the advertising, as far as the entertainment business is concerned, to both implement a behavior of both drug, uh, violence, drugs, and lust, and unhealthiness. It's taxation via advertisement. Not all targeted individuals have been exposed to the chemical process of the warfare that they use, that these gang stalkers that they use. But I'm gonna warn you, get the videos that I've already uploaded. You need to get that stuff as soon as you can, because YouTube has been taking down the frequency videos one after another. As far as anything else, again, I highly recommend you to download these, make multiple copies so you have backups. That way, if the file gets corrupted, you got boom, you already got an extra one. But yeah, honestly, we gotta stop this. Got to, because it's at this point, no one is safe with as long as this organization is out and about doing what it's doing. It's literally promoting crime through hypnosis. It's literally, and you can tell just by what the gang stalkers are doing. Every crime in the book, and they come up with this sorry excuse that it's just for protection. I mean, what are you protecting? You're breaking the law that's supposed to be set there for our protection. So explain to me, how is that protecting anything? And then knowing that they have this technology, okay, if a person has a dangerous mindset, shouldn't you just use that technology to help meditate them into a more kind person? So explain to me, what, since they excuse me, since they have this technology, why are so many people committing crimes? Truth is, they're using this to raise the death toll, man. They're using this to raise the death and fatality toll as far as the population is concerned. And it's not for the benefit of the nation at all. It's the benefit for itself. It's simply just the benefit for itself. My mother lost her life protecting me from this organization this whole time when I was a child, all the way up until I was in high school. I was blinded from this. I didn't even know anything, but for some reason they kept me in a state of what I like to call unlearning. And it's like, what was weird about this, and I had at least a little bit enough common sense to know at the time that these the teachers that I had, they really, it was just the same thing that I was learning with every class I went to. The stuff I was learning never advanced. They just kept teaching me the exact same thing over and over again. It just kept sticking to the basics, and I knew this stuff already. The stuff they taught me I had already known, but they kept it there, and they would not teach me anything else. There was a few teachers that rose it up when I got into high school, though. That rose it a bit, but problem with that was they were not really trying to it's like it was a systematic thing to where they really weren't trying to teach me anything. And when I ran into some teachers who were actually teaching me something and I actually started to learn, what was funny is the next day it was gone. It wasn't even a matter of forgetfulness, because I studied it. I literally practiced it. Even when I went home, I had the homework and everything. I wrote notes and all that stuff. But for some reason, by the time I woke up, the knowledge of it was completely wiped, gone. No explanation as to why. I couldn't even figure out as to why. It just didn't make any sense. My walking was tampered with as well, just by me being sedated under this. And this has been going on even, it got that bad even in high school, as far as I know. And it's just been like that ever since. This whole time, I've been hit with non-iodized radiation. I just didn't even realize it until my targeting became overt. It's a crazy state of affairs that all of us just so happen to be in. It's crazy. I'm gonna check my actually nah. What happened was as you can see, my meter is not gonna be on here. This is a completely different phone, but apparently, I had lost my other one. I was able to reclaim it, but funny thing, when I found it, both its SIM card and back part were gone. So what I ended up doing was I ended up going out to getting myself a new one, but since um since my stuff with my accounts and all that stuff was already sedated under this types of phone, I figured just get a it didn't really, I don't know, I guess it really didn't matter which phone I would get or whatever. It just really didn't matter, I guess. But anyway, so I went and got a new phone, and I actually tricked my gang stalkers. I went into an area where the buses were roaming at, and where it's next to the mall, and there's like plenty of lights around here. There's plenty of lights, and I had my body cam fully charged. I had plenty of memory in there, plenty, and I waited for them to pull up in there. They did. And as soon as they did, I did a little bit of walking around, searching the area, and they were hiding, but the way they were driving was making themselves too obvious for them to be spotted. Now, I need to convert the file for this for that video. I will upload it as soon as I can, but it has to be converted. It's in AVI format right now. I don't know if YouTube can play AVI, so I'm definitely gonna have to change that. But yeah, the you gotta. I think I'm being memed right now, if I'm not even mistaken, because I could actually feel this even now. It's crazy. I understand that a lot of my subscribers. I'm not gonna say all, because I'm pretty certain that even like some of the people on my subscription list, not all targeted individuals' subscription lists are gangs or hidden gang stalkers. And yeah, that's one thing you got to be mindful of as well. You're gonna have both real TIs and gang stalkers on your subscription list. They got people as far as what I like to call informants, and they basically just keep an eye out on the content that you're promoting, and they pretty much just report back. It's already too obvious to tell. If they're doing this out on the streets, then you know they're doing this on social media. Um, Another thing, like if anything, like as far as the tips that are being discredited or anything like that, look, as far as these things go, look, if you saying something is like not what it is, and not for the benefit of the people, not good, then I want an explanation as to why. Don't just say that this is bad, this is this is that. Give me an actual explanation. Give me an actual good explanation, and show me some evidence of that. Then I'm basically using the same tactic to which they would which these bastard gang stalkers will use against just about anybody. They know the crap that they'll be doing, but as soon as you start questioning them about it, they play dumb. They like to play dumb, but they know full well of what they're doing. That's why you gotta basically flip the script on them so they can't use the covert card. Let them act out their BS and then go ahead and expose them. That's how I do it. Everybody has to do it that way. You can just go straight out and say it. But honestly, the best method is to wait for them to act out. Let them act out, and then use that against them. That's your best method. They I even do this when they get ready to try to recruit a new person too. You should. I wish I could have had this recorded, but I couldn't. I couldn't because it was private property. But oh wow. I ended up using that tactic, and you would not believe how fast they cleared out that room. It was a big room too. That they cleared that room out fast, man, real fast. All because of them trying to contain information. With them working for an organization like this, they're fully well aware that this organization has been pretty much intimidating people into becoming criminals. It's just been doing that so far. Um, a while ago, I had I wish I had this recorded, but wow, man. I had a gang stalker approach me out on PSN, and it turns out one of my friends on there, his friends was a gang stalker, And this is before my targeting got over. And what I realized was the bastard was trying to recruit me. I'm like, he's sitting there he asking me some really crazy questions and stuff. It was insane. The stuff he was asking me was he was explaining to me like about human trafficking, how they use that to basically keep the population. And this is China he's talking about. He's talking about China. The people like they used to like kill if a family had too many kids, they would kill one of them off, which I think is completely despicable and disgusting, by the way. But he said that as well as that they like the ones who would like be way too when they have too many kids, they would send some of them into the prostitution ring. I'm like, are you like, dude, you cannot be serious. The only way that guy could have known that is if he had to have been some way involved. I believe they used him as an informant to see if I was going to join up with them, but I'm not going to freaking, no, absolutely not. I'm not going to do that. No, absolutely not. No, hell no. I don't think people deserve to have their life just stripped away from them like that, you know? Let people live their life, you know? Like, just, especially if something as degrading as that, like, really? Like, that's gonna really implement a really effed up childhood to somebody. So you gotta understand, these gang stalkers, when they support an organization like this, they're supporting the very same organization that puts both the drugs, the crime out on the streets. And honestly, I think it's not, I think people have, as long as this technology has been around, I think everybody's under a state of hypnosis in some way. I really do believe that they are. But it's fortunate enough that there are some of us out there that have enough willpower to break free from that hypnosis, or at least some of us who do have enough willpower to actually not be, infected by this. The most thing about this though is that they're not gonna want this to come out. But you gotta understand, like with the stuff they're putting in the vape trails, man, that's going into the rain. Everybody's getting hit by rain, and either way you're stepping in that rain's also going through the streams, which goes to the processing plants, to the drinking water that we're drinking. That's water that everybody's drinking. That's water that everybody's bathing in. That's water that everybody's using in their food, as well as the chemical compounds found in foods. I've told people not to eat high fructose corn syrup beverages or food that has that stuff in it. That's coming from these scientists. That type of sugar that they're using is not natural at all. It's a scientifically manufactured sugar that they are using in a lot of stuff. The RNM, remote neuron monitoring, that they put you on literally adheres to that. It's not even just that. There's also a ingredient in nicotine that they use as well. I can't recall the name of it though. But if you're smoking, honestly, I think if you really are trying to relax or whatever, and you're trying to break that addiction, what's the one reason why people smoke cigarettes? You want to know why they smoke cigarettes? It's mostly to be in a state of relaxation. It's to get rid of the stress. You see a person who doesn't smoke and they are unbelievably stressed. Now then, how does one counteract that? First off, here's my tips for you, and try this out for yourself for those who are smokers. Don't buy no more packs. That's the first step. I know it's not going to be easy, but don't buy no packs. What you want to do is when you go to sleep, play some meditation videos. Invest in a massager. Use that on you before you go to bed. That way, any type of kinks or whatever you got, you have a more restful sleep. Also, there's a sleep method that I actually figured out. This actually improves posture. What you want to do is, like, if you're sleeping on your back, you want to have you can have like one pillow underneath your head, I guess, but you want to have at least 2 or 3 pillows underneath your underneath like underneath your behind, to like right to where your waist is, but so that your hips are propelled forward. You want to have your hips literally propped up forward and your back laying like literally laying down at a descended level from your hip. So you want your hip higher than your back. Um, if you're laying down on your chest, you're gonna want to have two pillows underneath your chest, right between your arms. You could have one on your head too as well. You don't have to put one like near your waist or anything like that. Just one, just like two or three underneath your chest. This will also help improve your posture. Again, your hips are being propelled forward. Your back is being propelled elevated in the opposite direction. That's how your posture is supposed to be. Now, unfortunately for me, I've as I was growing up, I laid around in many different areas, but I didn't realize what this stuff was doing to me over time. And I realized that it doesn't just mess with your sleeping patterns, because I'm telling you, the dreams that they would literally the telepathy thought dreams that they would induce onto you is insane. I don't even want to mention some of the stuff, some of the dreams I've had. It's just ugh, ugh, man. Anyway, besides that, I understand, like, when it comes to you guys trying to reach out, trying to talk, they are hitting you with this. A method that I've actually recently figured out was Steam seems to have a disruption effect on the remote neural monitoring. So you can actually boil yourself some water, get it in a controlled situation, in a controlled position, to where it doesn't fall or splash on you. Have your head hover above that for a bit, and I guarantee you your gang stalkers are gonna freak out. I know this because I only did it for just like a second, and then all of a sudden they started to do their noise tactics again. Um, I don't really have a whole lot of time here. I gotta go ahead and end this video because it's just about time for me to get going. Anyway, I send both my love, my prayers out to you all, and hopefully we can all get through this somehow, some way, and end this so no one has to suffer from this. Because honestly, the next generation is gonna most likely need to be able to defend itself from this. And honestly, if we don't do nothing about this, then who is? I don't want nobody to have to literally grow up and have their thoughts manipulated by some bastard behind a computer or with an AI technology, literally trying to induce someone to become a dang on criminal, having any chance to really live their life in an innocent way. To just have that stripped away from them is completely wrong. I believe many of us have had this happen to us. But I refuse to ever bow down to this organization. I refuse to allow myself to be manipulated. And no matter how much control they may have in a way, with this stuff I've been exposed to, with this stuff all of us has been exposed to, I will continue to fight it, no matter what. I will continue to reject its control. I will continue to not allow this hypnosis to literally take over my life, to literally cause any type of harm to either myself or anybody else. And anybody else who's going through harm, I'm going to do my damn hardest to help them out. This is MM's TI Strategy Guide. I'm over and out. Remember, stay safe, be strong.